and welcome to the Big Diesel Fit podcast show. My name is Stanford Smith, and today I would like to talk about what is going on in the trucking industry. And before I get started, I want you to know that what I'm doing is I'm putting down all of the any type of research that needs to be done, or any of these guys that you can look at, guys and girls or women that you can look at here, and you can do your research for yourself, and you can see that way you know yourself also. It doesn't hurt to do your own research on this, and especially when it comes to something that's this new in technology, which is really not new, but because the trucking industry has been doing the same thing over and over for so many years, and it's just redundant over and over. And I think it's a famous quote, I think it was Einstein or something, that said, if you do the same thing over and over and you're expecting something different result, then you're just insane. And so that's how I view the trucking industry now. And this makes a lot of sense, okay? Because the trucking industry has basically been the same since I started, and that was in 2000. And it was way before that. I think it was in the 70s, 60s. I ran across drivers that have been driving 20 years longer than I have. I have relatives that have been driving 20 years longer than me. And so the same redundant process over and over, year after year, and expecting something different is insanity, is what it is, okay? So right now we have the trucking industry is just going belly up. I sold my truck at the end of 2023, and I was lucky. I was lucky to be able to get anything out of it, because I saw the industry just going down as it was just getting worse and worse, and I couldn't believe the amount of money that they were trying to pay me to do loads, when I was getting paid pretty good loads, or pretty good money, the year prior to that for doing the exact same loads. And now when I look at the load boards here in 2024, I just looked at them yesterday, and I'm looking at loads that are going from California to New York, paying $4,000. I couldn't believe it. I mean, that would just cover fuel. That's pretty much what that would cover. That would cover your fuel costs. And so these drivers are not making anything. They're not making nothing. And I have been in the industry for 23 years. I went through the ups and downs, especially in 2008 when everything just crashed. I ended up selling my truck, another truck at that time, and getting out of the business, going into real estate, only for the real estate market to crash after that also. So I ended up getting right back into trucking again, bought me another truck, and started the process over again. And so now I started seeing the same thing happening again, and that's why I ended up just saying, this is it. I'm getting out of the business now. Still have my CDLs, which I'm not going to give that up, so I'm still a driver. And if I had to drive, I could again. As once you do things with your hands, you never forget how to do it. So as long as it at least a 13 speed. Automatic, I may run it into a wall, just joking, but as long as it's some 13 speeds, we can move some freight. 13, 18 preferably. I say all of that because if you do the same thing over and over and expecting something different, you're not going to get something different. You're going to get the same thing. That's what that means. You're going to get the same thing, and that's what we've been getting, the same thing. I've said previously in one of my other podcasts is that the trucking industry has no representatives. We don't. Now, we pay for some that we think are representing us, but look at the trucking industry. It's been going belly up, belly down, belly up, whatever you want to call it. It's getting worse. It's just getting worse every year. Every year it gets worse. That's it. It's not getting better. If you look at the charts here, and I was just going through Anybody can do this yourselves. All you got to do is go on to Google GPS or Google Chat GPT. You can Google it for yourself or just ask a couple questions. And you'll get pretty much all the answers that you want. And you can do the math for yourself and see who is benefiting from this. Because it's not the owner operators who have 1 or 2 trucks or just 10, maybe 15, 20 trucks. We're not benefiting from this. It's the mega carriers who have thousands of trucks. And these guys all stick together. The big companies and these big trucking companies, they all stick together. It's a big group, very rich group that we are not invited to. And we need to get that message clear through our head today, not tomorrow, not next year, today. Because the industry is going down. Every minute is getting worse. And like I said before in some of my previous podcasts, is that they want total control over the trucking industry. Why? Because it is the biggest money maker. The biggest, the largest. Let me just throw some numbers out here at you, okay? Let's just say, for instance, who you think is the largest trucking company out there right now. We all know who it is. And we're not even counting their sister companies that they have and all the other carriers that they done bought and gobbled up. Okay, let's just say on average, their average, and this is what I looked up, this is public information. Swift has over 16,000 trucks. 16,000 trucks is what Swift has. Okay, 60,000 trailers. Now, take that number and just think about that, okay? You'll be able to quickly figure out who is running this industry and why are these owner-operators and these small carriers suffering so much. I don't care about all of the numbers that you're putting up, all of the stats. Oh, it was this year, we had this much freight last year, numbers can be manipulated very easily, okay? Because when you look at the facts is that the smaller carriers are dying daily. The small carriers are dying. But look at the big companies. Why aren't they dying? Why aren't they suffering? Why? Oh, very easily, okay? Just like I said before in some of my previous podcasts. I'm trying not to get too emotional and too upset about this because I've been in the industry for 23 years and it has a part of my heart. And especially to see what's going on and to actually be out there on the road watching it happen. I've watched farmers throw away their food. I've watched farmers kill their animals, chickens, cows. I've seen it with my own 2 eyes. I know this is happening. I've seen companies burning up. This is not by accident. I've seen paperwork where the government is telling these people, these farmers, that they have to get rid of stuff. Their excuse is that, well, if there's too many potatoes in the market, then the potatoes get cheaper. And then no one wants potatoes, and then we got to throw them. It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense at all. It's absolutely ridiculous. But, hey, if people are willing to go for it and they're willing to sit by and stand by and watch it happen, then I guess it just happens then. And there's nothing we can do about it. Because no one really cares, I guess. So, my point is this. Listen to this, okay? Just do the simple math for yourself, okay? And you can see how you're being squeezed out of the industry. And it's not that, oh, there's not enough freight to be moved around in America. Get out of here. Stop with this bull, okay? It makes no sense. You cannot sit here and talk to someone who has a logical thinking brain and try and tell them stuff that's absolutely silly, okay? Listen. If you have 16,000 trucks, okay? How easy is it for you to squeeze out 10, 20, 100 drivers who only have one truck? Very easy. Very, very easy. I'm going to tell you how. I'll show you how. You can add it up for yourself and see for your own self, okay? Let's just take out of that 16,000 trucks that Swift has. And this is just one of the carriers. I'm not talking about all the other bigger carriers. We're not even getting into JB Hunt and how many trailers and trucks they have, Warner and all these other companies, okay? The big companies. Knight and Swift are two companies that are a parent company of themselves. They're like a holding company. They're together, okay? Put it like that. And I'll get further into those guys in a minute, but let me just illustrate my point here real fast. My point is that if you just take 1,000 trucks out of that 16,000 and you only make $100 profit, just $100 profit, that is $100,000. Do you understand what I mean now? Now you still got 15,000 more trucks. That's only 1,000 of your 15,000. You just made $100,000, and all these guys got to do is just make $100 profit. Now, of course, you got some overhead. Sure, yeah, whatever. Yeah, let's just cut that in half then. $50,000. Okay? After you done paid for all your expenses. Do you see how quickly you can get rid of a driver who only has one truck? Because if I only make $100 profit on one load, I'm out of business. Because I have no money to refuel my truck now. I don't have money to make my payments on whatever I'm making payments on. Do you see how this goes? That's why drivers are dying every day. Right now, there's probably another 8 drivers losing their trucks. Right now. Tomorrow will be another one. When does this stop? Okay? That's why I'm not going to make this too long, because I'm going to get straight to the point. I can go on and on for hours and hours about this. But to keep myself kind of calm here and just illustrate my point to the best of my ability, I'm going to keep it short. Okay? Now, I'm not going to go into all of these different companies and all of the trucks and trailers that they have, because it's all, like I said, it's all public information. You guys can go and look this stuff up for yourselves and you can see. Okay? Now, if we continue to go down that same path, driver jumps up in the morning and you do the same thing again today, you'll do the same thing again tomorrow, and next week, and next month, and next year, if you're still around. Okay? Why not just stop right now? Okay? Let's stop the redundancy and the stupidity. There's technology that is out right now that is being used and has been out for a while now, but the trucking industry refuses to do anything. We as owner operators can take control of this, and we can end this nightmare today. Okay? Now, I'm not just talking and saying a bunch of stuff that I'm not putting my own money and my own time behind. But I'm not a one-man band. I'm not an island. I can't do it all by myself. Okay? Now, I am doing it, but it's a lot of work. And so it would be appreciated if there was someone that could help. And I'm going to leave a description. This right here is going to be on, I'm going to put it on my YouTube channel. It's going to be on under the Let's Get Pumped Thailand. Let's Get Pumped Thailand. And that is going to be on YouTube. That is one of my workout channels, and also post my podcast shows on there also. And so you can go there and listen to some of the shows. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a description. And so I know that people who are listening just in their cars or driving around, you probably don't see the subscription or the description. The description where you can see where I'm listing a lot of things that are where I'm saying. But I'm telling you where you can go. It's on YouTube. I'm also starting a Facebook. The Facebook is, I'm going to leave all of this stuff on my YouTube channel. Okay? And it's going to be, I'm going to leave all the information, all of the links, any kind of research you want to do, some of the research that I have done myself. I'll leave you a huge list of everything down there so that you can go and look for yourself and you can verify a lot of the information that I'm saying. Now, what we need to do is to get out of this old way of doing business. We need to open our minds up to something different, completely different, okay? And what that is cryptocurrency. Now just hold on here. I know that a lot of people will probably, ooh, whoa, we don't know. I understand, yeah. Just like we don't know about the dollar. In 1920, the dollar was worth $26. Okay? $26 to today's dollar in 1920. That's what it was worth. Okay? $26. Imagine if you had $100 right now. That $100 is worth $2,600 in 1920. Right now, that $1 is worth, whoa. You're lucky if you can get a cup of coffee. You're lucky if you can get a cup of coffee somewhere. I don't know where you're going to find it at for $1, but you may. But that same dollar, $2,600. Okay? Think about that. And this is not that far-fetched, people. It's not that far-fetched, because if you look at a lot of countries around the world, Cambodia, look at Thailand, for example, it's $36 to $1 in Thailand. $36 to your $1. United States was like that. But we have so-called inflation, which really makes no sense. Makes absolutely no sense, because it's the same wood that built the house in 1920 is the same wood that built the house in 2020. It makes no sense, but people go for it. And that's why we're in the situation that we're in right now. Okay. So, what I'm introducing and what I'm working on right now is the blockchain. And what that is that it basically decentralizes our business. And what that means is that it cuts out the middleman. Okay? We don't have to do that. We can take it slowly. I know there's a lot of brokers out there that are, that are decent. Okay, there's some decent brokers. I'm not saying that they're all bad, that they're all just ripping us off, that they're the cause of all this. They're not. It does not go and get too crazy with the brokers right now. Okay, they're human beings like us. They're trying to make a living, understand. But for them to take the percentages that they're taking, it does affect us a lot. And so with the new technology, which would be new to us if we adapt this and get it started, which I'm going to do. I'm working on it, like I said. And I'm going to try to include everyone in this who wants to be included. And we'll talk more about this in a second. But let me just say this, is that what it does is that it keeps everything fair. Everything is transparent. Okay? There's no, let me pay you 90 days from now, 60 days from now, 30 days from now, a week from, no. When I finish the load and I scan on this box that the shipper has this load, boom, the money is in my wallet. It's in my phone right there. I see it. It's cashed into my bank account right there. No waiting. We're not doing this no more, okay? Because this is causing us to lose business. This is causing us to be delinquent on things. Okay, if you gotta wait 30 to 90 days to get paid and your rent is due next week, we need our money now. Okay, because no one wants to hear these excuses. The reason, the broker ain't paid me yet. My broker's still people were talking like that back in 1990. Still the same thing. Okay, the blockchain is transparency. Okay, I'm gonna give you just a quick overview, real quick. Okay, if you got paid right now, let's just say you got paid right now from a broker or whoever, $2,000. Okay, they just paid you $2,000. You go on your app and you look at your account, right, and it says you just got paid $2,000. That's what it says, right? Do you physically have all of the money that you have in your bank in your pocket? I doubt it. Most people don't. It is numbers. It's numbers that is written down that says that you have this. You don't physically have it. And if you want to try and go to the bank and try and take out more than $25,000 right now, good luck. Because a lot of people are, oh, we're going to lose our physical money. No, you're not. We're not going to lose nothing physical at all. What we're going to do is gain transparency. We're going to know exactly where our money is. We're going to stop paying all these fees for people ripping us off. That's what's happening. Okay? And so, without going all the way into the different types of crypto and how this all works, there's no need for all that. What we need to do is to get on blockchain technology. And I am working on an app right now that will have everything listed out that you have when you sign up for your broker. You know how they do. They always do the same thing. Oh, we need you to sign this right here, this bill, whatever. They send you the information over. You're not going to read it all, of course not. And whatever they tell you is pretty much you just signed it. Okay, boom, done deal. Okay. With the blockchain, it's transparent. You can make changes. Now, once it's set, you can't. No, once it's set, no one can make a change. It's automatic. So if you're talking to your broker and you tell them, hey, I need an extra $300 for this, or whatever you put on that, whatever you put on, and whatever you guys agree upon, and you say, it is then written on the transcript, which is called a smart contract. It's written on there. You both can see it. Everybody can see it. Matter of fact, when it comes to the blockchain, millions of people, billions of people really around the world can see that transaction. Everybody knows what just happened. Okay? So a lot of people think that, what if electricity goes out? What if someone bombs the place? You're not going to bomb every computer in the world. All these computers are computed and linked together. Everybody who is on it is all linked together. We're all a huge big network. The computers are doing stuff in the backgrounds that you really that you couldn't do in your own head anyway. The type of mathematics that a computer is doing. Okay? So let's not get too far ahead of ourselves here. Just know that all your transactions are transparent. Everything is being recorded, and there's really no way of anybody being able to get over on you. Once you say what you're going to do, once you deliver that load to where it's going, and you guys agree upon a payment, you're paid. There's no questions asked, because the computer is automated to do that. You set it up to where whatever type of parameters you want to put on there, especially whatever type of construction, whatever you want to construct in your contract that says that, okay, if you say, well, once I get there, if I have to unload the truck myself, then I want an extra $300. I want an extra $500. Okay, that's in the contract. Nobody can refute that. Nobody can go back and say, I don't remember that conversation. No more of that. No more of that. No more of that. Okay? It's in the contract. And the program is written however you want it to be written. And right now, I have a background in computer programming, and so that's why I really started getting into this after I sold my truck. Now I'm writing a program right now. I would scan the camera over here so you can see I'm actually on it right now. But anyway, though, once we have the contract and we write it up, and it says on the contract that if you unload your own truck, there's $500. Okay, we'll write it up in a way. We write the contract up in a way to where it says that once you get to your destination and you get to the receiver, and you have to unload it, then you just got to get a signature on your phone, just a quick signature on your phone from the dispatch, or not from the dispatch, but from the receiver, to say, yeah, you did unload the truck. That's all. Or either a check mark that you offloaded the truck yourself. It will work out the details. Don't worry about it. But we can work out the small things. The point is that the contract states that you're going to get paid this amount of money, and you will get that money. It will automatically go to your bank account. Automatically. There's no way that broker can go back on it, go back into the blockchain and say, oh, no, let me bring that back. No, you can't do that. Okay? So those days are over with. And we need to get on with the new technology. Okay? Otherwise, the trucking industry is going to belong to all these mega carriers. And they're going to be only ones. And you won't have a truck anymore. There will be no more owner-operators. You're not going to have the freedom to have your own vehicle, your own truck, to come and go, do what you want, and actually have some fun out there on the road. There won't be no more of that. Okay? You will be a company driver, and you will drive when they say drive. You will do the deliveries that they say you do. And no questions asked. If you want to have a job. Okay? So that's where we're at right now. And so what I have here is, like I said, I'm working on a program. I'm also working on a token, different coin, kind of like a Bitcoin, so to speak. And I don't want to get all technical into this as too far if you're not really that savvy on all of this, cryptocurrency stuff. But what I will say to you is that what I am doing is I am accepting donations, okay, to help us out. And the drivers, if we don't stick together, us owner operators, if we don't come together and stick together and try and do something to innovate and to try and move us out of the situation that we're in, then we can't get mad at the government or anyone else, because we ourselves don't even stick together if we're going to fight with each other, and we're not going to get behind this. Because if someone else has a better plan, then I'm all for it, okay? But I really don't think that there's anything else out there, because this right here is the ultimate, really. Okay, this is what we've been looking for. All right, this is what we need. This is the bread and butter. We need to get behind this. Okay, now with the token that I'm going to release, I'm going to release it. We're going to sell it, or we're going to put it out for $1. Okay, and drivers, you can buy as many as you want, but I'm going to put them out for $1 right now. I'm going to have this program up and almost ready to run, I'm going to say within the next 30 days. I'm going to plan on releasing these tokens within the next 30 days also. And it's just one. So how much money it will make, I don't know. But it's going to be around forever. This is something that we can put our retirement in. We can put our money into this. Okay? And I know that a lot of people are probably not up on all this just yet. You will be soon. But, and that doesn't matter. But if you can put in $1, okay? If you can put in more, great. But if you put in $1, for every dollar that you put in, I will send you one token. And so once these tokens actually do get released onto the market, whatever price they go up to and whatever they sell at, you own that. That's your money. I have nothing at all to do with that. Your $1 investment made you, I don't know how much. Okay? But I'm not a financial expert or anything like that. I'm not going to get all into the numbers about how much you can make from this or whatever, but the point is that if we can all rally together and get this going, we can get ourselves our own currency going here for truckers, just for truckers, okay? We can have our own apps for truckers. And instead of we paying brokers, brokers pay us. They pay to use our app to give us loads, okay? And that's just to get it started. And once we're actually on our own, and once this is really up and running, you can see how there will be no government interference, there will be no broker interference. It would just be the driver and the company, just a direct connection between the driver and the company, and we can just do business like that. And that's a little bit down the road, but we need to take one step at a time. I know a lot, like I said before, I know a lot of drivers want to say, oh, it's the broker's fault, let's get rid of these brokers. No. Some of these brokers do work hard. I've never been a broker before, but let's take it one step at a time. Let's rally together to get this blockchain technology implemented first. That's the first step, okay? And so from there, we'll move on to other things, and we'll get to the point to where we'll eventually get there to where we don't have no middleman. And this won't take long at all. This will not take long. Once you see how this technology works, it won't take long. Okay, so I'm not going to continue to keep beating this dead horse over and over again, and I'm not going to keep repeating myself over and over. I'm going to set this up. It's going to be on Facebook. I'm going to put a Facebook group up. I already got the group. I get so wrapped up on this stuff, I kind of forget the name of the group I just made. Is the Big Diesel Fitness, I think. But we'll get the group. I'll put all this stuff on the YouTube channel. Like I said, I'm gonna put this on my YouTube, and once we have all the information and everything, and hopefully we get a good response. I can get a good response from this. The drivers really want to participate in this and try and get this going, because I can't put all of my money and time behind this. I just don't have that kind of time and money to do this. If I could, I would. I've been doing it so far. I'm going to continue to keep doing it. It just takes longer. And so hopefully, we can get something going here, and we can get moving and get ourselves out of the situation that we're in right now, because otherwise it's pretty much over for the trucking industry here. It's not going to be any more owner operators anymore, and I've said this before. I said this months ago on previous podcasts. And this is the point where we're at right now. So I appreciate your time, and good luck out there, guys, trucking. And thank you for listening to the Big Diesel Fit podcast show. And that is the show for today. Talk to you later.